Essay on Success was written by Samuel Thomson on February 9, 1909. The essay explores the concept of success and offers insights and advice on attaining it. This essay offers valuable insights and practical advice on the pursuit of success from a philosophical and pragmatic standpoint. Thomson's exploration of the subjective nature of success and the potential pitfalls of an excessive focus on material wealth provides a thought-provoking perspective. The essay's emphasis on cultivating positive habits, embracing energy and perseverance, and aligning one's work with one's inherent abilities and interests is highly relevant and applicable to various aspects of life, beyond just professional or financial success. While some of the language and examples may be dated, the core principles and advice outlined in the essay remain timeless and valuable. The inclusion of quotes and literary references adds depth and resonance to the insights shared. Overall, this essay can serve as a valuable resource for individuals seeking guidance on defining and achieving success in a balanced and fulfilling manner. It encourages self-reflection, personal growth, and a holistic approach to one's endeavors, making it a valuable contribution to the exploration of this enduring human pursuit. Like many others, you may find it useful to take notes as you listen to the essay, although I will summarize the key points for you at the end. Now please relax, listen, and enjoy the essay on success.
My name is Samuel Thomson. I was a notable businessman involved in the whisky business in Campbelltown, Scotland in the first half of the 20th century, along with being a local councillor, champion bowler, husband and father. In 1909, I gave a talk to help chart a path for others to enjoy success in their lives, based on the learnings from my successful business mentors, the published experts of the day, and from what had served me well in my own experience. This was that talk. If you ask a dozen different men what it is to be successful, you will get a dozen different answers. To me, the surest pursuit of success is in deciding upon what to aim at and what to avoid. There is no question more personal than this. The man who seems most successful to all the world may, to himself, appear a wretched failure, and on the other hand, the man who thinks he has been an unqualified success may by many be thought an utter failure. For who could emulate any man who, from want of business morality, amassed a fortune, and by selling goods at an extortionate profit or of an inferior quality? To some success may be glorious when it comes, but as many have been soured by it as have been rejoiced. A famous American millionaire once asserted that he had been extremely happy when he was making way, that his days of struggle were the happiest he had lived. It is the knowledge that one is making headway that is glorious, not the mere fact that success has been obtained. But someone may be saying that in that case it follows as a logical sequence that those who do not win success in the commercial meaning of the word are yet successful, having striven. No doubt they are, always provided they have given of their best, for here is the root of the whole matter, and no satisfaction can follow unless one does give of one's best. You have heard it said, there is no royal road to success, but it seems to me there is one, and that is to do your very best, be the result what it may. For the man who does this is always a success, and as all success is comparative, we must be careful not to pronounce judgment on any man's attainments until we are in possession of all the facts relating to his work. There is no object more pitiable than a man or woman who has spent his or her life in amassing money, only in old age to see it increasing in amount, but bringing no happiness with it. We probably know of some such amongst our own acquaintances, cases in which, after a life of toil and saving, men have secured far more than a competency, but remain unhappy because they have never learned how to rationally enjoy their savings. The man who devotes all his time to his business, struggling through it and making business his only thought, and who rigidly taboos every little luxury, sees at last his business prospering, money piling up and the same investment of it becoming a care to him. But is this man any better than the spendthrift? He has never had a holiday. To spend pavee 5 or £10 in such a way would have been sinful waste. Latterly, some company promoters come along, having found out first that there were prospects of a sound business, offer him a good sum, and he retires. But what is he to do with himself? He has never acquired the taste for travel, being too much involved with his business, neither has he had time for study of any kind. The chances are that, having lost the one thing that supplies the motive force to his life in this world will be a short one. Now, would it not have been far better for this man to have lived along the way, to have taken advantage of the good things of this life? If he had, he would have been a much happier man. It is not our intention to disparage the habit of thrift, but it is one which may as easily gain the mastery over a man as the habit of drinking or gambling. The need for saving arises from two causes: the natural decay of one's faculties, which in the course of years will make retirement from business desirable, if not essential, and the dishonesty of men, which ever endangers one's resources and renders a reserve fund necessary. If all men were honest, we might look the future in the face with calm assurance. But as humanity exists, we cannot. It is equally our duty to ourselves and to any that are dependent on us to prepare for such possibilities as ill health or accident and the certainty of death itself. How often do we hear the phrase, "It's just my luck," on the lips of anyone who has just suffered some misfortune? How seldom is it used when some success has been attained? Yet if there is such a thing as luck, it enters as much into success as into failure. No man with any faculty for observation will fail to note how many there are who, often lacking all the traditional qualities which make for success, manage to prosper and wax fat with increase of this world's goods, and even to achieve positions of dignity and reputation. On the other hand, as many will be noted, who, possessing the very qualities which we have been taught to regard as sureties of success, never seem to make any remarkable headway. We will suppose that Mr. A opens a shop in Main Street, first carefully calculating every possible factor in the fate of his enterprise. He determines to conduct his business on precisely those lines which have made millionaires of such as the late Mr. William Whiteley and Sir Thomas Lipton. He is perfectly honest, gives the best possible value to his customers, and fills every condition which, humanly speaking, should result in his business flourishing like the bay tree. What happens? After a few years of strenuous effort, he is compelled to shut his shop and make a composition, probably with his customers. We shall further suppose that Mr. B comes along, stocks his premises as well as he can with his limited means, underpays his assistants, and practically disregards every moral maxim that has been laid down for the proper conduct of business. But in a few years' time, he flourishes so much that he has to extend his premises or remove to larger ones. These pictures are in no way exaggerated, and I am sure we have all had occasion to remark on such an inexplicable affair as this. Perhaps it is wrong to imply that either of these instances illustrate luck, yet call it what you will, chance, fortune, luck, this element of uncertainty enters into all the affairs of life. We have been taught that opportunity comes to all men, and these who have achieved success will no doubt admit this. But it may be said with perfect truth that opportunity does not always come, even to those who strive. It is easy, when surrounded by the fruits of industry or our blasted hopes, to prate about the opportunity taken or let slip. But the fact is, there have been other interests at work for the better, and we agree with Shakespeare when he makes Hamlet say, "There's a divinity that shapes our end. Rough hew them how we will." The secret of success lies in the steady pursuit of intelligence, industry, temperance and frugality. So far as outward comfort and competence constitute wealth, there is but a fraction of society who may not possess it, if each will but turn his hand and brain to the vocation for which their instincts and capacities most fit them. If the great fortunes which so dazzle the misjudging poor be analysed, they will be found, in most part, to have sprung and matured from calm, patient and simple toil which had an endurance and faith behind, and an object and a hope before it. So too with success in whatever man wishes to accomplish. It is a fixed law that high achievement shall require profound and constant labour. The price of success, except in isolated cases, is the devotion of one's life. He is a fool who trusts to any dream for possession or advancement, unless he connects with it prudent exercise of his own energy and judgment. Several hints as to success, and the attainment of same, in addition to those already mentioned, will be useful in studying this subject, and I put before you the following. 1. Business habits. To succeed in life, no matter in the Senate, the bar, the profession, or in commerce, you must have business habits. Who will support the man who is not punctual, accurate, or reliable? How can you expect to succeed unless you are civil and obliging? Every walk of life being full, we can never expect to get upon the ladder of success unless we realise how real life is, and the necessity for regular and incessant perseverance. But we must rise above self-indulgence and learn the habit of self-denial, and, ever anxious to get onwards, to think of others as well as ourselves. In every department of life money is wanted. Therefore men naturally think of making money. But money is only a means to an end. The essential object is to be happy. Obedience to the laws of virtue is the essential condition for the well-being of the individual or the nation. 2. Earnestness. No matter how trivial anything may be, it is well that it be done thoroughly. If a thing has to be done, do it well. Put your whole soul into your work. During business hours only to think of business. Concentrate your thoughts upon your duties. To get knowledge, you must be always ready to learn. 3. Punctuality. This is of great importance. It begets method, a dislike of delay, and putting off things until tomorrow. If you think for a moment of the annoyance and waste of other people's time caused by the unpunctual man, you will realize the value of punctuality in business. We may waste our own time, but have no right to waste other people's. The unpunctual man annoys us. His act indicates that we are not of sufficient importance in his estimation for him to be punctual. He makes difficult the getting through the day's work. We feel annoyed with him. Whereas with the punctual man, it is quite the opposite. If, after making an engagement, something turns up that makes it impossible for us to keep it, it is our duty to inform the party with whom the engagement is. Time is money, the unpunctual man wastes time and therefore deserves censure. 4. Accuracy. Our scientific knowledge is due to accuracy of observation. The value of that knowledge is its having taught us how accurately work all nature's laws. Civilization is dependent upon the knowledge and observance of natural laws. It is the knowledge of these laws, gained by accurate observation and confirmed by experience, that makes human life practicable. Trying to be correct, we could not act wisely for the present or the future unless those who preceded us had been accurate. The habit of accuracy may be obtained by being careful in all things, trying to be correct and having a dislike for anything done carelessly or slovenly. This habit ensures regularity, which means success, as without it we miscalculate and are ruined. Accuracy is to the businessman what logic is to the reasoner. It enables the one to judge how to act with precision and the other to think accurately. Man is fallible, therefore all men err, but we might all make fewer errors in life if we made the effort and gave the necessary care to being accurate when starting out in life. Most of life's failures might be traced to want of accuracy, as most of life's successes may be traced to the possession of this habit, forming the character so as to make the individual known for his general accuracy of detail, which, after all, is of the greatest importance if we are going to be a success. 5. Civility. Civility costs nothing and is well repaid. The cultivation of an affable yet respectful bearing, and a conduct marked by kindly consideration for others. Civility is akin to tact. It is that nice art which enables one without deception to be seemingly the same to all men, yet varying in manner and language accordingly to the status socially and intellectually of the person addressed. Civility requires a capacity for understanding character and being willing to yield due deference to the opinions, feelings and prejudices of others. It requires being able to recognize the rights of others and the being able to give and take. It is impossible to succeed in business without civility. It has been said, manners make the man. And again, to quote scripture, whereat, a soft answer turneth away wrath. 6. Energy. To act with force and vigour, doing our work with all our might. The energy of our action proving the earnestness of our effort. Men may be divided into two classes. Those of the happy-go-lucky type who take things easy, and those of energetic nature resolved to make their way in the world, who believe that success is only to be achieved by the energetic will allied with the cool brain, who aim persistently to control the circumstances that surround them, who watch for the right time and have the energy to seize it and strike while the iron is hot. In all things there is a favourable moment and an unfavourable. The unsuccessful men, as a rule, lack the energy to act promptly and let the opportunity pass. The successful men are those who have been getting ready for the favourable time, and promptly and energetically act when the chance offers. No matter what the business or profession may be, you must have the energy of will and vigour to make progress, socially or intellectually. Energy implies decision. Indecision is a weakness, arising from a want of capacity to understand what should be done, or the want of the necessary energy to do it. Energy means an unsatisfied longing within us, that natural craving for more, let it be wisdom or wealth. It is to satisfy this desire that men put forth their energies and fight resolutely on, often discouraged and knocked down in the battle of life. But their energy of character makes them ready to fight again and again. Misfortunes or checks in their progress only raises their courage and stimulates their energies to fight with more vigour. Energetic men are seldom or never beaten, whereas the men who lack this quality cannot fight with the world or rise above misfortune. The first trouble floors them, and they are content to lie and attribute to ill luck or God's will their failure in life, instead of attributing it to their own want of energy, preventing them making the necessary efforts to rise. Emerson has well said, "Success treads in every right step, in self-trust all the virtues are comprehended." Men without this lack energy of purpose, and ascribe their failure in life to anything and anybody but themselves, their lack of training to know what to do, or the want of energy to do it. To succeed, we must recognise that life is a series of acts, each of which ought to be a well-defined effort, after due consideration, to bring about some fixed purpose. Industry is a noble thing. What can be better for any man than the energetic engagement of his body and soul in some useful employment? 7. Perseverance. A word or two on this which is akin to energy. You will perceive the importance of perseverance if you reflect that every step in the ladder of life is thronged with climbers anxiously waiting and earnestly striving after the next upward step. What chance is there for anyone unless they make up their mind to persevere? And it will be next to useless for any practical purpose, unless they resolve on doing the best possible with the talents entrusted to them willingly and earnestly. Diligence is the only way of acquitting oneself honourably in any station of life. It is what we owe to ourselves and to Him who gave us our capacity and talent. How frequently it has happened that men of outstanding powers and genius have had to undergo great hardships in early years, and it is very encouraging to note that in a large number of instances, notwithstanding disadvantages in their early years, have had a patience that refused to be conquered and a diligence that never tired. Through the seemingly hopeless blackness which blocked their early hopes and aspirations, they made a clear path to success and perhaps even fame. Another thing worthy of note is the fact that they were invariably hard workers. They believed in the saying that work is worship, and in this sense were truly religious. A further thing is also noticeable that almost all such men, however obscure and whatever their toil, maintained their life's idea. Hard lines nourished their purpose or fanned it to a purer flame. The secret of success is having an ideal, and pursuing that ideal with thoroughness, patience and perseverance. The smallest piece of work we must undertake with care and do it heartily. There must be no shoddy work, otherwise we shall never lay the foundation for any work, great or small, we may attempt to accomplish. Hardships there will certainly be, but then we seldom appreciate anything that we get easily, and our very hardships will be privileges, promoting happiness, and bringing us success of the noblest and purest kind. Do what thou canst, and then invoke the gods. God helps the man who toils to help himself. And in the words of the Scottish poet Rabbi Burns, to catch Dame Fortune's golden smile, assiduous wait upon her and gather gear by every while. That justified by honour, not for to hide it in a hedge, nor for a train attendant, but for the glorious privilege of being independent.
I am sure, like me, you enjoyed listening to Samuel Thomson's essay on success. As promised, let me summarize the key learning points for you now. The essay begins by acknowledging that the definition of success is subjective, and what may seem successful to one person may not be the same for another. It argues that the true pursuit of success lies in deciding what to aim for and what to avoid, and giving one's best effort, regardless of the outcome. The essay cautions against the pursuit of material wealth at the expense of happiness and balance in life, emphasizing the importance of moderation and enjoying life's journey. It discusses the role of luck in success, suggesting that while opportunity may not come to all, there is a divinity that shapes our end beyond our control. The essay provides several key points or hints for attaining success, including cultivating business habits such as punctuality, accuracy, civility, and earnestness, embracing energy, perseverance, and diligence in one's work and endeavors, recognizing that success often requires lifelong devotion and effort. It emphasizes the importance of finding a vocation that aligns with one's instincts and capacities and warns against attributing failure solely to external factors. The essay concludes by highlighting the virtues of perseverance, hard work, and maintaining an ideal or purpose in life, even in the face of hardships. This ends the summary of Samuel Thomson's essay on success. If you enjoyed this and will benefit from the insight, strategies, and actions discussed, then you will also enjoy his essays on friendship and progress. Thank you for taking the time to listen and joining us on the journey to success. Be well, friend.